Here is Democrat Timothy E. Graves.
I would like to start with a quote from St. Teresa of Calcutta. You can do what I cannot do. I can do what you cannot do. Together, we can do great things. As your next county judge executive, you and I can do great things. Good evening. I am Timothy Graves. I am passionate about my community and the citizens who live here. I was blessed to be born and raised in Washington County, and this is where I chose to raise my family of 3, along with my wife of 26 years. Most of my adult life, I was owner and operator of a construction company in the county. Through this, I gained knowledge of public relations skills, management of employees, and working with a budget, no matter how big or small. These are all qualities in which a county judge should possess. Presently, I work for the United States Postal Service as well as the Kentucky Beef Network as a field representative. My experience of working with the post office gives me first-hand knowledge of the current conditions of the county roads. This knowledge will allow me to work together with the magistrates to improve the infrastructure within our county. As a cattleman's field rep, I work with beef producers to educate and ensure that they are good stewards of the land. As county judge, I will be a good steward of the county. Going back to my earlier quote, togetherness is important to me. I will work closely with our magistrates and our community leaders to address issues and concerns throughout the county. The more eyes that view an issue, the clearer the vision. Some of the ideas I have, if I'm elected to county judge executive. I want to change the way the road funds are dispersed. Funds will be dispersed according to the number of road miles in that district. I want to improve recycling through the possibility of a multi-purpose building at the north end of the county. If recycling is made easier, more residents are likely to do it. Work closely with economic development. We'll keep our residents working here instead of leaving the county to work elsewhere. Explore options of renewable energy within the county. With respect to the past and attention to present issues, I plan to keep the integrity of our community intact for future residents. I envision a fiscal court that is focused on the future, but will heavily utilize common sense. If it's not broken, I'm not going to try to fix it. If we can't afford it, we're not going to buy it. I will have a conservative budget to ensure to stretch your tax dollars as far as possible. I would like to thank everyone who put this wonderful event together, because together we can do great things. I respectfully ask for your vote on May 22nd. Thank you.
Washington County Judge Candidate Democrat Timothy E. Graves. We do remind those in attendance here this evening to please hold your applause till the end of each of our participants, just in the act of fairness.
And now, Democrat Richie Hamilton.
Good evening. I'd like to thank everybody that put on this event for letting us come out tonight and speak to you. Today, I want to say that the topic of this forum is who will lead us. That's the question only you, as the citizens of Washington County, can answer. I'm here today to run for County Judge Executive. I have been a longtime resident of Washington County. I'm married to my wife of 10 years. I have 5 kids, and I've attended college and graduated from Washington County High School. I currently serve on a board. I currently serve on the Springfield Board of Planning and Adjustment. I've been there for 2 years. I also serve on the board of Habitat for Humanity. We'll be completing my 3rd year of this year. I also serve as an alumni band coordinator for the African American Heritage Festival, which we put on in the county each year. I have over 9 years experience in state government. I have worked under the Education Board. I have worked in the Office of Employment and Training. I have worked for Marion County Adjustment Center, and I also have worked for Elizabethtown Community College. I feel that my clerical aspect and my clerical field is what needs to bring me as your county judge executive. People ask me, why do I want to run for public office? The reason why I want to run for public office, I have the passion and I enjoy my community and I care. I started my journey in running for public office in 2008. Remind you all, I've been running since 2008 and we're in 2018 and I'm still running. I seek the office of county judge due to my leadership skills and through my training and aspects that I've gone through in my journey as working under state government. I think that my qualifications allow me to be a body that will run the county and will run it in a way that we need to move forward for each and every one of us that live here in Washington County. My journey while meeting people on my campaign trail was interesting. I've told people as I've ran and talked with each and every one that I've went to door that the county judge executive is only one part of the puzzle. It takes each and every one of the members to run the county. I ask that you vote for me as your county judge executive. I hope to be a leader. I hope to be a one that's open-minded, and I will be a leader, the one that will follow and address any issues that you may have at that time if I'm elected your judge. Thank you.
That's Democratic candidate Richard Richie Hamilton.
Candidates for Washington County Judge. Welcome Republican David L. Purdom.
Thank you. Good evening. I'd like to take a second to thank the Springfield Washington County Chamber, Rose Bookkeeping, the Democratic Women's Club, and the Washington County Democratic Committee for sponsoring this event and giving us a chance for you to hear our thoughts. And also thank you to the Dominican Sisters for letting us use this space and hosting us. Quick intro about me. My family, I'm married to my wife Ginger. We've been married for almost 13 years now. We have 3 lovely kids, Madeline, Wesley, and Meredith, ages 9, 6, and 2. They attend Washington County Elementary School and a preschool, so we are invested with the public school system as well. My mother was a public school teacher. My in-laws are public school teachers. I would just like to bring that to point. Mom probably taught a great many of you, or at least somebody that you know. She was there for 24 years, I think. And then, of course, like I said, my in-laws taught at the Berg and at the high school, so for very long periods of time there. Currently, I'm a business owner. I own Springfield Tax Service on Main Street. We have grown that business significantly over the past 5 years since I bought it. However, the biggest thing that I'm proud to say is that we give back so much to the community. We help sponsor with BPW, we sponsor with Distinguished Young Women's, various sports teams, the Sorghum Festival, the list goes on. And I just want to thank you all for using us so that we can give back to the community in that way. And I think as business owners, we have to be willing to give back and work with the community. 3 points that I think I would like to make tonight are things that I would like to see maybe change or be a little different. Transparency and accessibility. I would like to see the office be as transparent as it can and accessible. Now, how would we do that with transparency and accessibility? Maybe we just have something as simple as recording the magistrate meetings and posting them on a website, having a website, so that we can get information out in a timely manner. I know I struggled back in the snowstorm knowing whether or not my trash was going to get picked up or whatever. So things like that I think would be good to help communicate and expedite communications that way. Targeted economic development is a key issue. Currently, 2 of our largest employers are automotive, which nothing against that, but should there ever happen to be a downturn in the automotive economy, we could struggle. And I think we need to diversify our economy that way by targeting small to medium-sized businesses. And those could be anything from like professional type things to tool and die, anything that could help diversify the situation there. And of course, finally, fiscal responsibility. You know, I think we have to we're all taxpayers. We all want our tax dollars to go as far as they can and to do the greatest good that they can. It's one thing to target a certain segment, but my feeling on it is more of a utilitarian perspective where you do the greatest good for the greatest amount of people. And with that, I just want to say thank you all again for having us. Thank you for hosting, and I appreciate the opportunity to be here. Thank you.
Candidate for Washington County Judge, Republican David L. Purdom.
And now, Democratic candidate Billy Riney.
Thank you, sisters, for having us here tonight. And more importantly, I would like to thank the sisters for electing me as magistrate for the past 33 years. Thank you, sisters. I would like to point out 4 points tonight. Number 4, 40 years running a business. I have managed and expanded a successful dairy operation through hard times. Riney Dairy is one of the largest in the region and up-to-date technology, and is often used by the University of Kentucky for educating their students at UK. If I can manage a dairy, I can manage the county's finances. Just ask the past judges. They both operated dairies before elected. And if I am elected, I have a son, John, who is graduating from the University of Kentucky, and he is more than anxious to take over the job at the dairy. Number 3, 33 years of county government experience. 33 years. In my time as magistrate, I have worked on every one of the budgets. Judge Settles just presented us with the budget for 2018-19. We are currently working on it. Our next budget meeting will be Tuesday, May 8th. The public is always invited. We are transparent. There's no problem with that. Over the past 33 years, I have worked with 14 different magistrates. I worked with 3 county treasurers. I worked with 2 county judges and 2 attorneys. This taught me how to work with different people, and no matter who is elected, I am ready to lead the group. Number 2, the 2 biggest issues facing Washington County is the jail budget and the pension plan. When I first got into office in 1986, the jail budget was $27,000. Today's budget, it's over $500,000. And the pension plan, and that will be discussed at our next budget meeting. Number 1, the one project that I like to see while serving as judge will be the completion of US 150. Everyone in here has known someone that's gotten hurt or lost their life on this road. I want to make it safer. I would like to think that everyone in this room would agree with that issue. Again, my 4 points: 40 years running a business, 33 years as county government experience, 2 biggest issues facing Washington County, and the completion of US 150. I hope that you can remember these 4 points, but if nothing else, I hope you can remember that I have milk and I got experience. And I would appreciate your vote on May 22nd. Thank you.
And that is Democratic candidate Billy Riney rounding out our candidates for Washington County Judge Executive.
And now let's move on to Washington County Sheriff. Here is incumbent Democrat Jerry Pinkston.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jerry Pinkston, current Sheriff of Washington County. Sheriff Tommy Bartley hired me as a court security officer and then as a Washington County Deputy Sheriff a year later. I graduated from the Department of Criminal Justice for both court security and patrol officer. While doing these 2 jobs, I saw the need for more patrol and drug interdiction. After becoming sheriff, I joined partnership with the Springfield Police Department and helped purchase a K-9 unit. I also began a partnership with the Hardin County Drug Task Force to work inside Washington County, and I placed one of my deputies on that team. My officers and I aggressively pursued drug tips and cases inside Washington County. The drug problem we have here is responsible for nearly all the criminal activity we deal with. Thefts, assaults, domestic violence, out-of-control juveniles, and abused and neglected children are just some of the serious problems that are brought on by this drug problem. During the last 8 years, I've witnessed how drugs can destroy families, and I'm deeply committed to decreasing drug-related crimes in this county. As a lifelong resident of this county, I've devoted much of my time to ensure Washington County remains a safe place to live. I have been very honored and humbled by the confidence the citizens of this county placed upon me 4 years ago when I was elected Washington County Sheriff. I will always respect the office I currently represent. I will continue to do the job I was elected for. I hope that all the citizens of this county will again place their faith and trust in me on May the 22nd. Thank you.
Incumbent Democrat for Washington County Sheriff Jerry Pinkston.
And now Democratic candidate Chris Smith.
First of all, I want to thank everybody for coming here and everybody for putting it on. Appreciate it. It's a great event. My name is Chris Smith. I'm running for the sheriff of Washington County. I grew up here in St. Rose area. We're on a dairy farm where we raise tobacco and a lot of hard work. After high school, I graduated in high school in 1999. Then I went on to work for Clemens Ag. From there, I went to work at American Fuji Steel, where I went on from there at 2007. I went and worked for the Springfield Police Department. In 2008, I went on to Barstown, where I got a job there as working as a patrolman in 2008. In 2011, I was assigned to the detective's office, where I worked major crimes. I have several trainings since going into that office. I took a lot of training. It was 16 hours in Richmond for a hiring process. I got 40 hours of sexual assault investigations. I took a 40-hour course in Meriden, Mississippi in interviews, interrogations. 40 hours of elder abuse. 40 hours of child abuse investigations. I also took their 80-hour course in criminal investigations. One of the issues here that I would like to see is a patrolman or deputy that would work all night long. I don't like the on-call situation after midnight or later. I believe that we need somebody that is readily available. When you look at it, if a state trooper has to come from the Columbia Post, it's going to take about an hour and 10 minutes. If a deputy is on call to get out and to make the scene, I would estimate probably 30 minutes. I'm also really big into drugs. I think that we need a lot more drug enforcement. I have a lot of background in drug enforcement. I do a lot of investigations with the Hardin County Narcotics Task Force. I believe that we could have one guy who would assist them in that. We could get a lot more done. The opioids problem is a big problem here. I see it every day. I have people come up to me and talk to me about it. It's something I'm passionate about. It's a very sad situation when the parents come up to you and they want to know what to do and how to do it. It's hard for me to give them the answers when I don't. You know, it's a big problem. I think we can do a lot more for that. As a sheriff over here, I think that we can maybe get some kind of a drug court situation for people who need help. And I don't think put them in jail is actually the right thing for them. There's a lot of great people on drugs and that are good people. A lot of people we don't know, respectable people who just need help. It doesn't make them a bad person because they're on drugs. They just need help to get off of it. And I think we can do more to help that situation. And that's all I have. Thank you.
That's Democratic candidate for Washington County Sheriff Chris Smith.
Now let's move on to the Washington County Clerk. Welcome Democrat William B., better known as Billy Abel.
I would like to thank the Dominican Sisters of Charity for the use of this facility and our many sponsors. I'm Billy Abel. I'm married to my wife, Rosemarie. We have 2 daughters and 3 grandchildren. I'm a graduate of Washington County High School. I have an Associate's in Arts degree from St. Catherine College. I have a Bachelor of Science degree in Business Administration from Spalding University. I've worked in the service industry for 40 years. My duties have included project management, supervision of electrical contractors and company-employed electricians, technical services, programming and maintaining various types of programmable controllers. I provide training, support, and technical services to installers and to building owners. I'm running for county clerk because I believe that I can serve the people of Washington County by bringing new energy and ideas to the office. It would afford me the opportunity to be more involved in the community. Some of the important issues facing the county clerk are convenience. I believe the county's clerk's office needs to be more accessible to the public. A large number of our citizens work during the hours in which the county clerk's office is open. We need to be open on Saturdays, not one Saturday a month. Technology. My goals in the area of technology is that all records that are public property should be readily accessible and online. The county clerk's office must seek to make online applications, records, and processes as easy for the citizens as possible. Change. As the saying goes, the only thing that stays the same is change. The county clerk must stay in touch with the ever-changing statutes and regulations that affect the operation of that office. Service. I believe that my work experience in a very competitive environment has given me an acute understanding of what customer service should be. Every person who walks into the office should have a great experience. We need to make them feel welcome. I have many years' experience working in a competitive environment where the level of service provided is often the determining factor for repeat business. I know the importance of providing service every time. I believe that I am the best candidate for position of Washington County Clerk. I am Billy Abel, and I ask for your vote on May 22nd.
Democratic candidate for County Clerk, William B., better known as Billy Abel.
And now, Democratic candidate Jonathan Jones.
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to echo the other candidates by thanking the sisters here at St. Catherine's for allowing us this stage to express our ideas. As Jeff said, my name is Jonathan Jones, and I'm also running for County Clerk. I'm a graduate of Washington County High School, where I met my wife, Jana Graves Jones, who's here tonight with one of the 4 of our children. The others are spread amongst the other members of the village it takes to raise our family. I graduated also right here from St. Catherine College with 2 associate's degrees, one in computer information systems and one in business finance, which I've used in my professional career, consisting mostly of automotive management. I began at Toyotomi in 2001 and later moved on to senior management roles at Curtis Marios in Lebanon, Jonan American Bardstown, and I am currently the international materials buyer for Ingersoll Rand in Campbellsville. I've directed departments of as many as 40 team members and annual budgets in excess of $5 million. I've been praised as a fair and consistent leader that earns the respect of each of my coworkers and subordinates by treating everyone as I would like to be treated and keeping my word with them. And I will bring that same work ethic and attitude to the citizens of Washington County by practicing servant leadership each and every day, staying humble and remembering that I work for you. I decided to run for county clerk because I have seen firsthand the many opportunities for improvement that are in that office, one of which is office availability. Weekly Saturday hours will return, as well as the possibility of extended office hours during the week. Another opportunity for improvement, and in my opinion, the most important, it needs to be the online storage and accessibility of our vital county documents. While this also will serve as another office availability improvement, it will also protect and preserve the history of this county, as well as a portion of Marion County's history before they're split with us in 1834. And a third improvement would be the renovation of the outdated and crowded clerk's office itself. Each county office has received renovations within the last decade, with the exception of the clerk's office. It needs to be modernized for the greater good of the county. The number of documents and transactions that go through that office in a single day have vastly outgrown the surroundings in which they operate. Improvements could also be made to the office to better equip it for handicapped citizens, and I will also work with the new fiscal court and the various historical societies to ensure that grant money or funds are secured for that. Look, folks, this race is personal to me. I grew up running around that office, and I saw firsthand the impact that a life of service can have on a man by seeing how my grandfather, Bubba Robertson, treated people during his 36-year tenure as county clerk. And I will make a vow to you and to him that I will be the best county clerk possible if elected. I ask for your vote on May 22nd. Thank you.
That's Democratic candidate Jonathan Jones.
And now here is Democratic candidate Tony Mann.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to thank the sponsors who put this on to give me the chance to speak. and I'm honored to be here. I am James Mann, better known as Tony Mann. I was born and raised in Washington County. My parents are Garland and the late Ludi Mann. I attended Washington County as a youth and have worked here, and now work for Toyotomi America. So without saying, I love this county and the people in it. Upon hearing that Glenn Black announced his retirement, I made the decision to seek election. It has always been my dream to serve and respect the Washington County citizens and to do the best job that I can as Washington County Clerk. I have extensive experience in management, supervision, record keeping, having spent 20 years in sales and management in Lexington, Louisville, and Bowling Green, and other duties. I will sincerely do the duty the best of my ability and keep up with the technology and implement anything that is needed to make it more efficient, cost-effective for Washington County and the citizens. I will strive to ensure accuracy, honesty, loyalty, dedication to day-to-day operation of this office, and I guarantee fair and honest election results, seek ways to better serve the county and the citizens, and guarantee all citizens that this, regardless of race, sex, orientation, disability, are treated equal and respectfully in the office. I will follow the federal, state, and county laws and enforce them to the best of my ability. And that's all I have wrote down. But in other words, my wife and my dad would probably say that I am probably pretty good for this job, because in the last 10 years I've owned 21 different cars. So cars, I love cars. Cars are my life. And that's actually why I work for Toyotomi now, because I enjoy making cars and knowing more about cars. As far as serving the county, I have the knowledge of doing it. I had 15 to 17 years in office management, and I think I can do a good job. Probably not the best spokesman in the world, but down-home country boy. Nice talking to you all.
Democrat Tony Mann.
And now Democrat Teresa Marinin.
Good evening, everyone. I'm running for county clerk because I take great pride in what I do. The county clerk's office is a big part of my life. I have worked at the office for 25 years, 2 years part-time as I attended St. Catherine's College. Upon graduating with an associate's degree in applied science in office systems technology and records management, Mr. Bubba Robertson hired me full-time. Over the years, my responsibilities greatly increased. My experience has allowed me to gain a great deal of knowledge on the policies and procedures required to effectively run the office and manage the over $2 million budget. The county clerk's office has a wide range of responsibilities and duties that are mandated by the state. Besides the frontline counter work with motor vehicle licensing and transfers, the office handles document recordings such as deeds, mortgages, wills, etc., the collection and disbursement of motor vehicle tax to all the taxing districts, fiscal court minutes, entertainment permits, just to name a few. I have an in-depth knowledge of all aspects of these responsibilities. Every day, we are constantly working with various offices and agencies to perform our duties and help the customer fulfill their responsibilities. Such offices as the PVA, sheriff, insurance companies, banks, attorneys' offices, as well as state-level offices. My vision for the county clerk's office is to continue improving on efficiency with available technology, staff training, and management of duties. Understand in this day and time that everyone has hectic schedules. Time is valuable. I want to implement policies to make your trip to the county clerk's office as simple and as pleasant as possible. I would improve our turnaround time on recording documents by upgrading our indexing system and putting records online. As well, I will work with fiscal court and the county judge on a solution for our need for additional office space and office security. I have always made every effort to be informative and helpful during my 25 years at the clerk's office. I've seen a lot of changes, and I have met a lot of good people. I feel very passionate and dedicated to serving the people of Washington County. And if given the opportunity, I will strive to make the Washington County Clerk's Office the best in the state. Thank you for everyone that put on this event tonight. And one last thing I'd like to say, regardless of who you vote for, please come out and vote. It's what it's all about, and our office has a big part of that. And please come out and vote. Thank you.
That's Democratic candidate Teresa Marinan.
And now for the office of Washington County Clerk, here is Democrat Sherry A. Osborne.
Thank you all for hosting us tonight. We greatly appreciate the opportunity to address the public and let them know what we're all about. As he said, I'm Sherry Osborne. I was born and raised in Washington County. My parents were Roy and Althea Lucas. I'm from St. Rose area. I raised 3 successful kids here in Washington County. When I graduated high school, I moved away, and I wanted to be sure to come back to Washington County to raise my kids. And each one of them have their own jobs. My daughter is head of the Greek department at Kansas City State, Missouri. My youngest son is head of the parts department at QSI, and my eldest son works for Penske Logistics. So to me, each one has a higher paying job than I would ever think about having. And I'm so happy for them. I graduated from Watterson College with an associate's in the Executive Administration program. I'm also a certified Kentucky Municipal Clerk. I've been with the City of Springfield for 19 years as the Assistant Clerk. I've served on the Chamber of Commerce Board for 4 years, the Main Street Board for 4 years, and I was instrumental in getting the Main Street program started. Mary Hayden and I were the first ones who took the trip to Northern Kentucky to start the process. Right now, my duties include I take care of all of the permanent records for the city, which includes all the council records, ordinances, zoning, occupational, any record that is supposed to be maintained in that office, I take care of. I'm also head of the safety program, and I also maintain the city's website now, and I work on everybody's computers when they can't fix them. And the reason that, and honestly, the reason that I decided to run, and it's been a few years ago, and you're probably going to think I'm crazy, but when I had to go down the winding staircase into the bottom to do some personal research, it hit me then, it's like I don't ever want to go down in that basement again. And one of these days, I'm getting those records up out of the basement. And so now, I would love the opportunity to serve the residents of Washington County and to bring the records up out of the basement. I would like to have all of those records online, and I want to add Saturday hours. I want to add extended hours on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I want to bring every record in that place online so that you do not have to come to the office to have access to it. You will get friendly, honest, and available services and transparency, and I would appreciate any help that you could give us. Thank you.
Democratic candidate for Washington County Clerk, Sherry A. Osborne.